Good morning, boys and girls. Happy Monday. I hope that you are already having a fantastic day learning at home. We are going to get started with our lesson for today. Well, in math, we're going to be focusing on sorting and organizing data. If you see that up here, and data is a whole bunch of information. So we're going to what's sort? And organize. So we're going to organize and sort different things, and we're just going to make sure that we have our data, and we're going to be able to use graphs, and we're going to be able to use something called a line plot to organize data or lots of information. So let's get started. Um, Let's get down to our try it problem. And I want you to remember, this is just try it, not get it perfect. Just see what you know, use what you know, strategies, anything that you know or have at home to try to figure this problem out. So let's go ahead and get started. It says, how many of each shape does the picture show? Draw a table to organize what you see in the picture. So if you look at my annotations, we are focusing on these shapes right down here. And I'm already noticing that I see hearts and circles and squares and triangles. But it says to draw a table. If you don't know what a table is, I started one down here. And your table can look differently than mine. But this is what my mind first did. So on the left side, I have the shape. Well, here are the shapes, and then how many. So this is very unorganized in my mind. I cannot count how many squares there are or how many triangles there are. So I want you to go ahead and draw a graph on your try it problem, and I want you to sort and organize all of those shapes. I want you to pause this video, and I want you to press play when you're ready. And we're going to move on and continue to talk about organizing and sorting our data. Go ahead and pause. All right, when you are all done with that, let's go ahead and connect it or understand a little bit more about what we need to be doing. So let's go back. It says, look back. How many of each shapes are in the picture? So your graph should match my numbers. So there are 3 squares, 3 circles, 4 hearts, and 6 triangles. So up here I could have circle or square, 3, the word square, and how many? There are 3, and so on. So make sure, go ahead and pause, and I want you to go ahead and make sure that you have this amount in your graph. And let's look ahead. So we learned about a graph. So we used a graph. Now let's look at this problem. We're going to learn something called about something called a line graph, a line plot. So let's see. In this lesson, you will use a line plot to show measurement data. Wait, we know about measurement. We know data means information. And we're going to learn something called a line plot. Do you notice how it's bolded? So let's see. A, you can make a number line to make a line plot. Hey, we know how to use number lines. Last week, we just learned how to use number lines to add and subtract length. So we're pros at that by now. Okay, so here's a line plot. It looks like a number line, right? But it's not ordinary because it doesn't start with 0. So it's like a line graph. This is a line plot for the data at the right. So do you see this graph? We just used a graph up above. Let's see, I see 9 inches, 8 inches, 5 inches, 7 inches, 8 inches, 9 inches. So I know that they're using inches. That's important, their unit of measurement, but it's all jumbled up. So we need to sort and organize our data or all of this information that we have. So what that means is I see 5 inches, there's 5, 6 inches, 7 inches, 8 inches, and 9 inches. Do you notice that it still goes in consecutive order? So it goes 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I see 5, I see 7, 8, and 9. So here we go. 5, I notice that there's one X up at the top. That means that there's only one toy dinosaur that's 5 inches. Yep, there it is. 6 inches. Do you see any? Nope, that's why there's no X up there. 7 inches. I see 7 inches, so there's an X there. 8 inches. I want you to see how many lengths of toy dinosaurs were 8 inches. Yep, 2. 1, 2. And there's 2 X's up at the top. And 9, it says, why is there an X above there's some missing about 9, but we're going to get to that one. Why is there an X above the mark for 5 inches? Because there's one dinosaur that's 5 inches. But 2 dinosaurs are 9 inches long. Draw 2 X's to complete the line plot. So this is your time. It says there are 2 dinosaurs. Go ahead and draw 2 X's above the line plot because there's 2 dinosaurs that are 9 inches. All right, and that is a line plot, my friends. You see that I didn't even point this out, but there's the title, toy dinosaurs, and then length in inches. Notice that they've specified that it's in inches. So we're going to continue learning about line plots and kind of understanding what they are since they're new to us. So here's a question. Why is it helpful to organize data? Why is it helpful to organize things? And I'm thinking it helps you see how many there are of each measurement, because if you notice over here, it was all jumbled up. So were the shapes up above. And these line plots and graphs, they help us see how many there are and be able to see how many are there more or less and compare and all those different things. So, all right. And last part, one of my favorites, our graphic organizer. We're going to fill it in using what we know and what we've learned about line plots. Do you see the circle says line plots and there's 4 squares? So in my own words, a line plot is a graph that uses marks above a number line to show data. And if you look over here, my illustration and my picture, here's my line graph. And let's see, how many were 6 inches? 1, 2, 3. Those X's show for every single one. So that's my illustration. It's like a number line, so we can make that connection. It's like a number line. All right, and examples, data I can show are on plots are height, length, and number of objects. But non-examples are data I can't show on a number line are like ice cream flavors and people's shirts or favorite colors, because you just notice it's just numbers. So we're just using numbers, not favorite colors or favorite foods. It's all about numbers with line plots. All right, and I have the last problem for you, number 2. Nidia starts to make a line plot for the length of his toy cars. He forgot 2 toy cars that are 8 inches long. Draw 2 X's to complete the line plot. All right, my friends, this is your exit ticket. Go ahead and reread that problem, and I'd like you to complete this line plot. Great job, friends.